Morning, guys. Good morning, Tron. Morning, Mike. Good morning, White Sand. Good morning, Nicole. I am. All right, guys. Well, we're going to get started here in a bit. I have the risk disclosure here displayed on the screen. Okay, so you can peruse that while I wait for folks here to kind of join us. Yeah, I need to. I'm sure we have. I'm sure we do. So. All right. I see that we're mostly regulars here, so I'm assuming that everyone's a subscriber to the channel. Don't be afraid to hit the like button, on your way out. Yeah, keep me motivated to wake up in the morning to do these sessions for you guys. So you hit it on the way in? Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's see here. All right, so yes, absolutely. So just again, risk disclosure is always important that you guys understand that I'm here as purely as an educator, okay? Purely not in a sort of advisory kind of capacity. We don't have that kind of relationship, at least purely here to educate you on the markets. And we all understand that trading futures is risky, and that we shouldn't be using risk capital that we can't otherwise afford to lose. Okay, so and we should actually come into the market with that expectation, right? Because the futures is risky, right? And we should take steps and approaches that will manage that risk appropriately. Okay. So yeah, I think that's kind of basically the summary of the risk disclosure here. So let's go ahead and move on to the news and figure out what we got going on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and look at the news here. Start sharing that here. Let's say share screen and investing and share portal. I'm going to double confirm that you guys can see this. Appears on my end that you can. So morning, Keith. All right, so let's go here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and open up an economic calendar. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and filter this down just to the U.S. news here, guys. I'm going to clear this up. Go down to U.S. here, and I'm just going to select 3-star events and then hit apply. All right, so I go to the top of this page and I see that there are 2 main news events happening. One at 9:45 Eastern with PMI, and the second is on the consumer confidence, which is at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Now, I think most of you guys are aware of this as well, but I also use another news event that happens on a daily basis that doesn't get listed here, and that's the option expiration, European option expiration that happens at also at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, so that's a staple, right? So anytime I get close to that event, I try to stay away from that news event as well, because the option expiration has a potential of having some impact on futures. Okay, and often causes the market to act uh, for it to act volatile, right? So that's something to be aware of as well. 10 a.m. That's something I kind of keep an eye on as well. So with that said, let's go ahead and now that we have a feel for the news, let's go ahead and move into the charts. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here and hit this tab. Okay, where's this tab? I think this tab. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open up the gold market. Okay, and looks like go ahead and start with a daily. Once the week starts, guys, I don't go through the weekly review. Okay, my focus is purely on the daily 4 hour and 30 minute to do my pre-market. And then once I get to, opportunities, then I start, well, actually, I spend most of my time on the 15 and the 2. Okay. But as far as pre-market review goes, I go daily, 4 hour and 30 minutes. So here we are. We're on the daily. We're starting to make a, kind of a series of, structures that would indicate that maybe we are headed to lower prices. We're right on top of an area where I think, I would expect that price would reverse, here. So I'm going to go ahead and black screen again. Oh, geez. All right. Let's try this again. All right. How about that? Can you guys see the screen? Can you guys see the screen now? Still black? Okay. Some people can see, others cannot. And I'm trying. Okay. All right. Okay. Perfect. Okay. All right. So let's go back to the chart here. So like I was saying, we're starting to develop some structure here. And but as I was trying to mention here, that we are on top of a demand zone. Now, the demand zone is not generating the reaction that I would expect, or at least it did for a bit. But it seems like it's more intent in exploring further prices lower. Okay, and if that is the case, and able to kind of navigate its way through this, well, 2200 doesn't seem out of the question in this market. Okay, so if it does manage to break through this, that's a pretty significant, how we say, thing in the gold market, because that means that whatever levels that we're at right now, 2300, 2200 has now kind of opened the door for price to come to that level. Okay, so we have a rather daunting bearish under development here on the daily chart. On the 4 hour chart, okay, similar kind of thing. I'm going to go ahead and turn off initial balance here for a minute. Okay, I'm going to turn this off here for a second. All right, so we've already exceeded ADR to the downside, right? We have yet to close below it, but we have already exceeded it. We'll once we get to the 30-minute chart, we'll call out those levels. Okay, so here we are. This is not a supply zone, but a demand zone. So I'm gonna go ahead and color this in. It has already rejected away from it. Maybe not the rejection that I would expect to see, given that it's the relative importance here. But it is what it is. We don't trade the market we desire. Okay, we trade the market we have. So if price continues in this kind of formation, then we have to look for opportunities to the downside. Okay, we have to look for opportunities to the downside. Now, Um, that does not mean that I sell right where it is right now. Okay. That means that I look for an area, I look for a location where I can manage my risk. Okay. All I'm saying is that we are in kind of a bearish, kind of sentiment at the moment here, right? Here I have, I draw my channel on the 4 hour, you can see that. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and move to the 30-minute chart. Here we are, that same channel that I drew. I'll need to test here a little bit. Okay. Incorporate as many of these candles as I can. All right. Something along these kind of lines. Okay. It's not the best of channels. Okay. But it'll do. Okay. And the reason it's not the best is I'm not getting I'm not getting a whole lot of touches on the tops here. Okay. I got one touch above, one touch, and that's the goal of the channel is to be representative of price as much as possible here. Okay. So here we are. We have a kind of zoom in here. We are in a bearish channel to the downside. We have ADR above us. ADR below us has already been exceeded, and we're kind of reacting at the moment away from this. Not quite away, but reacting inside this demand zone. All right, so I'll go ahead and open up the initial once. You can see here we have a formation of initial buffer now. It's looking like a relatively around the same size initial balance that we're accustomed to seeing. Okay, in gold, right? This doesn't appear overly wide, at least at the moment. I'm trying to widen this up as much as I can and still get the context of this market here. Okay. So yeah, so let's go ahead and open up the before we start talking too much about opportunities and levels and things of that nature. Let's open up fixed range volume profile. Okay, let's locate the 830 bar. 830 bar is here. Move that across to the 430 bar is there. Okay, so you can see we're below value. Bears are well in control. You can see that in the candles themselves. You can see that folks in overnight, right, that are net short in the market, right? A lot of people holding short positions in the market. Okay, now we're starting to see a bit of structure here, but a little bit of price action that would indicate that maybe there is somebody in the market right now that might be nibbling on longs here. Okay, we're starting to see some wicks as we head as with each 30-minute candle. We got a wick here, or another wick here. So these bodies are not as, how we say, daunting to the downside. Okay. We've already exceeded an ADR level to the downside. So let's figure out what these levels are. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead. ADR high. Okay. Is that ADR high is 2367. 2367.1. We have ADR low, which is already been exceeded, but we're going to put it up here because it could serve as a area for reversal. Let's say 2327.8. 2327.8, and then settlement price settlement is 2347.6. 2347.6. Okay. Let's see what else here. I think that's the levels I wanted. Let me go ahead and capture ASR. Okay, we got let's open up ASR here. So ASR is again similar, but a slightly narrower range. We have what do we have here? 2355.7. I'm going to move this away here. So 23 2355.7. Okay, on the upside, on the top side, and then what do we have on the bottom? Okay, we have 2331. 2331. Okay, so this is ASR. Okay, average session range, which is a comparison of New York to New York. Okay, so go ahead and leave that there now, and see how. So again, reacting pretty vigorously to the downside. You know, where can this go? Well, this can go all the way to the bottom of this demand zone before it decides to reverse. Okay. So we are below VWAP. Again, I'm not keen on selling here. Okay. Feel like I'm taking far too much risk to the downside and to enter only for market participants to take it against me. Okay. So if I'm a seller, okay, I need to look for a level where I can manage my risk. Well, I have value area high, not high, value area low at 2342.5. You know, I have the underside of 80 ASR here at 2325.8 or 2326. That would be another area where I can, if I wanted to take a continuation trade. I have VWAP as another location. Okay. I have settlement price. Okay. As yet another. All right. So these are all locations if I'm a seller. Now, if I'm a buyer, well, I'm at locations now. Problem is I don't have, other than these wicks, any indication that there's buyers in the market. Okay. Or buyers that are willing and able to turn this market around. Okay. So I have to be patient. I have to wait for, a 15-minute candle to indicate that maybe it's starting to get close to that time. Okay. I'm going to wait for an break to the upside before I that as evidence that the buyers have the resources to support a bullish trade. Those are the kinds of things that I'm going to be looking for in the gold market if I'm looking long. Otherwise, I have to stay to the short side. I have to stay to the side that is showing me. Okay, again, I have to respect what I'm seeing. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm going to pop in here, see if there's any questions. 2357.7, 2357.7. Yes, we could definitely be. Hey, D. We could definitely be on one side, right? We could definitely be in a trending day, right? And in a sustained auction to the downside. Okay. We have, if we look at on the daily chart, right? The daily chart, what is that telling us? Well, that's telling us we have a very daunting candle here that indicates this candle does not show any kind of weakness. Now, if it does manage to break this structure to the downside, where did this go? Well, I look to the left and I see to myself, okay, well, there's no reason should price break this level down. There's nothing in its path. Okay, so that D is quite right. We could be in a sustained auction to the downside in gold today, right? So again, at this point, what we need to figure out is areas where we can participate in this market without taking undue risk. Okay, and the places where that it takes place is the levels that we had mentioned earlier, right? Let's go ahead and stretch this out here a bit. Right, we have the VWAP, which is one of my favorite locations for this, to look for a location for a continuation trade. The top of an initial balance, as another area where we can participate. Okay, I'm not, to be honest with you, super keen on participating right at this level. Okay, this level here, prior break of structure, demand here at 23, 23, 24. is another area where I could manage my risk. So that's kind of what I'm going to be looking at in the gold market. Okay. That's what I'm going to be looking at the gold market. All right. For opportunities to align myself with what I'm seeing on the daily. Okay. All right. Okay. Awesome. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look. Let's go ahead and take a look at the crude oil market. All right. So crude oil. Here we are. Like I said, we start every market by review of the daily. All right. So we're looking at the daily. A little bit of different feel, obviously. So we're going to go ahead and remove drawings here. A little bit of a different look we're getting here in crude oil than we are in gold. All right. Well, we've been actually tracking this for some time now, right? We see a little bit of a demand zone here that it's developed, okay, in this market. And it's hovering above it. Now, it's not the most exciting price action if I'm a bull, right? Because if I'm a bull, I'm not really fond of seeing this overlapping price action. It's indicating to me that there are still very much sellers in the market. Look at the size of the wick of this candle here on the daily. Sellers still very much present in the market, but assuming that we can stay above this area of demand, I have to kind of lean. I have to lean to a bit to the upside, a bit to the long side, right? Okay, so something like this. But even then, I need to get above this structure. Okay, I need to see price eventually break this because I don't know about you. While I like to see, I love chop suey on my as far as dinner goes. I don't necessarily want to be part of chop suey when it comes to my trade location. Okay, I don't want to be in an area where I can get kind of chop. This is where these are the areas, this overlapping price where come to die. Okay, I don't want to be a part of that. Either it needs to make a definitive move to the upside, okay, away from the structure, say above 81.90, not 81, 83.90, 84, before it starts to get my attention that maybe it has the resources to make longs happen. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing on the daily chart. Looking at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. Again, we're going to go ahead and turn off initial balance here for a second. Okay, kind of in range. We're above this EMA that I've been kind of tracking, this EMA 203-day EMA. So that indicates to me that the bulls are kind of in control of the market here a little bit. We are above demand. We mentioned that in the daily chart. Okay, but sellers are still present, right? We see wicks on the opposite end. But again, as long as we can stay above EMA, I have to kind of lean to the bullish side. Okay. All right. 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. This is where the magic happens. Okay. So we have our ASR ranges established here. Okay. We had a very nice reversal off of here over in the overnight. We are above settlement, and we're reacting away from the 233 day EMA here. Okay, so let's see what the volume profile has to say. So we're going to locate the 9 a.m. Yeah, there it is. Drag that across. Okay, here we are, well inside value. I'm going to go ahead and open up initial balance because the crude oil market has indeed opened. So we'll let that kind of develop. Okay, so we still remain above settlement price, although we're starting to see some price action that it looks like it wants to explore some prices below here. Okay, reaction away. We have a bearish engulfing candle that's completed. We have another developing bearish candle up against an area of what appears to be a little bit of a demand zone. So I'm gonna go ahead and draw that in, a little bit of demand. Okay, right here. testing that. Okay. If it manages to close below, well, that's going to serve as kind of a little bit of a level for me. Where this will, I'll change from a green color to a kind of a rose kind of color here, where I can kind of then use that level area for me to participate in any sort of reversal trade if it comes back up here. Right now, it seems intent on coming down to come revisit some of these areas below us. Maybe even a little bit of a value area acceptance play under here. Coming in at we had or maybe a failed auction. We had a above value area high, only for it to be met by sellers, and now we're kind of potentially coming through and doing a full rotation through value area at the moment. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see what else. Let's see, peek here, see if there's any major questions. Yes. Yes. No pressure. No pressure. No pressure. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see what I was about to say. Let's go ahead and call out some of these levels for you guys. Okay. So we're going to say we're going to change this to ADR. Okay, let's see. We have so we have ADR. Okay, high. Let's turn that on. Actually, ADR high. Where is it? Don't see it. Looks like it's a quite narrow range here. Yeah, it's a quite narrow range. ADR looks like. So I see it down here, and there's probably an equivalent level up above here. So let me do this. See if I can get it to, there it is. You see, that's ADR high. I see ADR high at 83.80. Okay, 83.80, and ADR low at looks like 81.71. So I'm going to mark those levels. Got ADR high at what was it? Well, I think I said it was 83.80. I think it was. I'm going to double check. Got it. Yeah, 83.80. 83.80, yes. So I got 83.80 to the top side. I got ADR low here at, I think I had it at 81.70. Okay, I have settlement. At 82.73. Okay. 82.73. Okay. All right. So all right. So what to do? Well, for now, I'm going to be sitting on my hands and kind of wait for this to kind of sort itself out here. But we are starting to see some evidence that, that we have some opportunities, maybe potentially to the downside. Okay. We have a relatively, I guess, initial balance does not seem out of the ordinary here. So I'm going to be waiting for initial balance here to kind of settle in here a little bit and then see what opportunities present themselves. Right now, we're starting to see some bearish price action. We did take a peek below this demand level, and that was at least met with some initial buying. Okay. So we'll have to see how that plays out. So I have, a good, 55 minutes of sitting on my hands here before I decide to take any action. Area down here seems to be ripe for me if I plan on taking any sort of reversal trade in crude oil. I got two things going for it. I got evidence of buyers here. There's one. Two, the nice thing about this level is that I can, I can use this as an anchor for a reversal trade to the upside. Okay. If I'm intent on selling this market, well, I'm seeing some price action right now to indicate that. Okay. Question is, do I want to be participating right at the low of the market? Okay. Again, going to be sitting on my hands here, waiting for initial balance to kind of establish itself. Then this demand zone, what was demand, now it becomes resistant. So this 82.72 level becomes an area of interest for me. Initial balance edge or edges offer me opportunities as well, for participating in the market. So lots of opportunity in both markets actually for some pretty big moves. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to take a peek here and see if there's anything. Very good. Let's see. All right. Joe Blowers. Is there a T okay, for ASR? Joe, DM me. Okay. There is none. None that I've got one that I've kind of had someone develop for me. So, Joe, no, there's not a public one available. You can DM me and we can discuss. But there's one for MT4, which is offered by Market Stalkers. All right, okay, guys. So that's kind of what I'm seeing on the crude oil market. Let's go ahead and jump into the equities. I do like to get to the equities market before the open here, because I know that there are a number of you guys who do these opening range trades, which I'm really not a part of. Don't like to participate in those trades, but I know that some of the information I go through is important to you guys in that respect. So let's go ahead and start with the girlfriend that I keep coming back to, but always feel like she's wrong for me, and that's the Nasdaq. Okay, so Nasdaq. Here we are looking at the daily chart. Okay. Now, again, kind of taking a little bit of let's go ahead and remove some of these drawings, like a clean canvas. Doesn't like to work with old canvases. Like to work with a clean canvas every time. So again, I'm just trying to get a feel for what the market is trying to do. Okay. What direction is the market trying to take here? So, we, again, get a little bit of a frog in my throat today, guys. Apologize. So here are my channels. This is Picasso in action here. Okay. I see these channels and I say to myself, okay, we just broke a channel to the upside. What is it developing now? Well, it's developing another channel to the upside. Okay. Now, this could easily be a retracement of what this swing, right? Continue lower. That's certainly a possibility here, right? That's certainly not out of the realm of possibility, right? Right? It could just do another leg down like this. Okay. That's, if that would, the market is symmetrical. We got a swing down, a little retracement back, and another swing down. Okay. That's certainly within the realm of possibility. But if I want to participate in that kind of thing, well, what do I need to see? For those who have attended any of my sessions, I need to see a break of channel. All right. I need to see a break of channel to the downside before I participate in this. Now, again, this is a daily chart. We don't generally participate in these kinds of because we're not going to sit around for a day for this candle. But it's important to get a sense for what the market could potentially do on the higher time frame. All right. Looking at the 4-hour chart. All right, let's turn some of this off because it gets quite busy quite fast. Same kind of thing. This might cause me to adjust. I'm not really liking this particular channel here. I'm just going to adjust it. And even the adjustment, I'm not really keen on because I feel like I'm missing out on a little bit of the market here. Okay. So in any case, same kind of thing. We were hovering around this EMA level. We're hovering around settlement price. We're hovering not with a lot of momentum to the upside, but with momentum to the downside. We're starting to see some structure here. We're starting to see some action here that price heading lower. Where could price stall? Well, price could stall at a local, 4-hour demand zone here, right here, and it has. Okay, got one attempt. We got the second attempt currently underway. Okay, we see someone who had the resources to take the market away from a consolidation area. Okay, the question is now, is he able to sustain this? How is this current candle that's going to close here in about 48 minutes or 45 minutes? How is this candle going to close? Is it going to close bearish? Is it going to close below this area? If so, then maybe we're starting to make some inroads to continue this move to the downside. Okay, this becomes more of a possibility. Okay, try to see if I can get control of this little arrow here. Okay, here we are. Yeah, so we could explore, we could begin to explore some of these levels if it does manage to close. Now, as long as it continues to respect this level here, well, maybe eventually it'll get the confidence to use this as as a springboard for higher prices. Okay, just because the candle is red does not necessarily mean that I can't look for opportunity on where I want to take along. Here, well, I have another level below me. Okay, this level down here could offer me an opportunity, a relative wide area. Okay, but another opportunity nonetheless at 17.5. All right, so looking at the 30-minute chart. Okay, so here we are. Again, I'm inclined to remove some of my drawings. Okay, I'm gonna stretch this out here a bit. Okay. Okay, first thing I start with is my fixed range volume profile. I'm going to locate the 630 bar here. Actually, 930 bar Eastern. I apologize, guys, because I am in the West Coast. As much as I'd like to think I can talk in Eastern time, there's a little calculation in my brain every time I do it. Okay. All right. So here we are. We are technically below value for Monday. All right. So bears are still very much in control, but we are seeing some evidence that maybe we might be getting some buyers who are interested in these levels. Technically above EMA, which again is a bullish kind of indication. We have ADR low here, which is an area. I'm going to kind of plot this out here a little bit darker. Okay. Let's see here, this darken this up here a little bit so it's very visible. Okay. All right. So we have some confluence here at 17,750, 17,760. We have ADR exhaustion zones. We have EMAs. Okay, this would be a kind of a ripe area for me to want to participate in this market because to the long side, because it helps me manage my risks. Not only that, I have a couple of items here that influence to support that as well. Okay, let's see what else. We have ADR to the top side. Okay, all right. So let's go ahead and call these levels out here. We're going to go ADR high here at. Let's see, is that 18 086 75 18086 75, and then we have ADR low at 17. I'm going to call it 17,750. Call it 17,750. And then settlement is 17,912. Settle 17,512. And then, yeah, so those are kind of the main levels I'm going to capture here. So what to do? Well, I'm going to wait for market to open. The market's going to open here in about 15 minutes. I'm interested to see where the market opens. Does it hang around here, value area low? Okay. I'm going to extend this out here. Does it hang around at value area low? Because it did breach it. All right. It did breach it. Now, maybe it does, a thing where, comes back to it and gets rejected for a continuation to the downside. Now, there's also the possibility of the price closing inside of it. And if it does, then maybe we get a full rotation. Okay, we get a full rotation into the value area. Okay, from Monday, right here. So if we do get a close inside this, then maybe we open up the market to allow it to travel through this and all the way up back up to settlement price. Okay, we're starting to see some evidence that there might be some people who might be interested in that scenario. Okay, we have a developing bullish candle, so we'll have to wait until the market opens. We'll see what this candle here ends up becoming. All right. Does it end up bullish? If so, then maybe that case will start to be I guess those seeds will start to produce some flowers, so to speak. Okay. All right. Let's take a jump here and see. Oh, I did not give you the ASR levels. Okay. Let's take a peek here at ASR here on NQ. We'll come back to ASR on crude oil. Okay. So ASR, boom. Okay. Here. So we have ASR. So we have ASR to the downside in lows here is 17,775, 17,775, and then ADR high is 273, 18,273 in change, I think. Yeah, let's call it 25. Okay, so there they are. All right, I'm going to stretch this out here a little bit. All right, there they are. So those are my levels. Now we all know, how we use these levels as areas for potential reversals or targets. Okay, so those are kind of my levels I'll be looking at on the NASDAQ. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's see, take a peek here, see if there's any questions. Yeah, I'll come back to crude oil, white sand. Okay. Okay. I think that no major questions in the board here. So let's go ahead and move into ES. Excuse me, guys. I've been fighting this cough here for some time. Go away. Let's see. Daily chart. Okay. Here we are looking at the market on the daily. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off for a second. Okay. Going to move this higher. Okay, so similar kind of feel that we were seeing before, right? Not really different than what we're seeing in the NASDAQ. Okay, we were bullish. Now we've been in a bearish kind of trend. Now we've broken back bullish. Okay, or could it be just simply a retracement of that swing? Okay, right? Now I'm almost inclined to do it a little bit differently here. Let's keep it that way, I guess. All right. So we did see a break above this. Okay. Now we're hovering above it. Now the question is, we have a developing bearish engulfing candle, which could lead to some price action. Okay. Or a break of this particular channel to the upside for further price action lower. Okay. Kind of like what we were saying earlier about NASDAQ. Okay. That's kind of, if you believe in symmetry, well, you have symmetry here, right? We have a move lower followed by a move. Well, what's the expectation? Well, we have at least a move like this lower, right? In ES, if this swing is a symmetrical move, assuming that we stall here. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm seeing on the daily 4-hour chart. Okay, for our chart, we are also kind of a little bit of a rounding kind of top here around this EMA. As long as we can stay below this EMA, I have to kind of give it a little bit of an edge to lower prices. But I'd like it to break this demand that I'm seeing on the 4-hour at 51.16. All right, I'd like to see it break this below, because if it does, then it starts to open up some pricing for me to the downside. Maybe starts to play out this symmetry play that I'm mentioning on the daily chart. Okay, as long as I stay below EMA, as long as I stay below settlement, I feel like that's the path of least resistance. Looking at the 30-minute chart. Okay, we have quite a developed here. Okay, now the question is this just a kind of a just an exhaustion candle for sellers, or is this the beginning of something special? All right. We've seen that. We've seen this. We've been part of this story before here. If you look to the left, we had an exhaustion candle. Okay. Only for the market to turn bullish for the remainder of the day. Exhaustion candle, only for the market to again do its same kind of. Is this going to be similar? Right? Is this just a place for more bullish activity, or are we going to see a continuation, a sustained move lower in this market? Okay, let's open up fixed range volume profile here. Let's locate the 930 bar. Here it is, dragging across 1330 bar. RIB. All right. So again, below value, sellers are in control. Okay. Sellers are in control of this market. Opening up ADR, we have ADR below here at 51, 14. So I'll go ahead and open this up here. 51.14 ADR low. 51.14. A nice area to potentially participate in the market down there. ADR high. Oops. I'm going to do this again. ADR high. Let's look at way above 51.83. 51.83. All right. And settle. Last but not least, settlement price. Settlement price. If I knew how to spell, I'd be a millionaire. Settlement price 51.47. 51.47.25. Okay. All right. Those are my normal levels. Let's open up ASR here. Let's go ahead and turn this off, turn this on. Okay. And we'll call it 51.7, the top side. 51.79.25 as the high, and then low we'll call it 51.15. 51.15.25. Okay, really not that much different than the ADR levels here. Okay, so again, we'll be waiting for what the market provides. Again, I'm seeing some history here. Okay, I'm seeing a repeated pattern here. Every time we have this one of these exhaustion candles tries to attract all these sellers, it revert the market. Is this going to be one of those days? Is the market going to reverse after such a massive bearish candle to the downside? We'll have to wait and see. Okay. All right. Last but not least, we'll take a quick peek at the YM. Actually, let's take a peek at see if there's anybody. Okay, let's take a quick peek at the YM. All right, quick peek at the YM. Oops. Okay, YM daily, really quick. All right, again, probably not saying much different than what we've already seen in the other markets. Okay. All right, now we're starting to see similar kind of thing we were saying before, right? This looks a little bit different. Okay, it's a little bit further along in the process, but the same kind of feeling I have. Okay, looks like it's developing a little bit of a supply area here. Okay, I'm seeing that it's respecting the area there. So I'm going to kind of shade that in a red color. All right. So as long as price can stay below 18.8, then I feel like we have a reasonable chance for it to continue lower. Okay. Yeah, 38.8. Okay. If it stays below 38.8, we have a reasonable chance for price to continue lower, right? The other level is obviously the level of 38. Could be another area where a price could reverse and continue in this kind of long move, right? Or we can basically stay in this range. That's also a possibility, okay? All right, looking at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, again, we see more clarity on this supply zone above us. Okay, price has not been able to make a new high, right? If it's not going to make a new high, well, it's going to need to find some more resources, and the long resources are lower, right? We need to see if this person here means business, whether they're still interested in participating in long more longs, okay, position, or adding to his long, I should say. Okay, 30-minute chart. Excuse me for coughing in the mic like that. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn off this, and I'm gonna turn on this, and here we are coming up on the ADR low here. Okay, we are go ahead, open up the fixed rate volume profile here, boom, and this over here. Okay, there's my range. Okay, still well below value here. We're near ADR. Okay, so let's call out some of these levels. So we got ADR high here. Where's that? Is above me somewhere. Is 88. Okay, ADR high 88.8. 38.8. Okay, ADR low is let's call it 38. What is that? 38.347. 38.347. What's settlement price? Is 38.558. Settle 38.558. And then let's turn off this and turn on the other one. This, turn on this. Okay, ASR. A little tighter. Let's see here. We got on the top side 38.674. 38.674. And on the bottom side, we're going to call it 38. 38. 119. 38.119. Okay. 38.119. Okay. Oh, well, we have new levels here that got developed on me. Okay, so this is 594, guys. 594. And then we'll call it 270. 270 here on the bottom. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. So that's kind of what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and open up initial balance now that the market is officially open. Okay. I'm not sure exactly why initial balance is not getting drawn out here. Oh, there it is. Okay. There's initial balance being drawn out. Okay. So again, I'm looking for these levels, these exhaustion areas for opportunities. Okay. For areas of potential reversal. Okay. down here for longs, up here for shorts. I'm going to wait for the initial balance range to kind of establish itself here in the next 59 minutes. Okay. So until then, I'm going to be pretty much watching the markets, kind of refining my hypos on exactly what I want to do and how I would like to participate in the market. All right. Take a quick peek here and see if there's anything remaining. Like I guess I want to thank Market Stalker D for joining us today. That was quite an honor to have her on the call today. So I'd like to close with a trade well and a trade safe kind of comment. Don't be afraid to hit the subscribe button or hit the like button on your way out. And last but not least, trade the market like a market trader. Okay, let's go out there and trade the market like a market trader. All right, guys, have a good day. Have a good day, and we'll catch up again tomorrow.